Hey everyone, today we got FCM 50T French, legendary, old school, tier 8, heavy, I should say, premium tank. And this tank is from very beginning of World of Tanks, and it's outdated in my opinion, but you judge, okay? We're gonna see some battles, we're gonna see the equipment, which one we were using, positioning and field modifications, and let's judge, let's see what he's capable. So the first battle we got Ebbay, and we playing as a top tiers, and in this situation, in this map, we're gonna use verticals, rammer, vents, which is, I think so, quite a good setup for this tank, in my opinion. You need to make sure that you got a quite fast reload, just because this tank have reload time, that's it. He doesn't have nothing else. Mobility as well. He's quite fast as a heavy. To be fair, he's very fast as a heavy, but nothing else he got offered to you. No armors, just a great mobility, and to be fair, great reload time, but at the same time very small alpha damage. In situations like taking position or be aggressive, this tank is perfect for you, trust me. And also on top of that, you can be very naughty and ram people quite quickly. And as you can see, enemy light tank pushed to the middle. We tried to push as well, and we already taking him out from the game, which means this tank as a heavy is very fast. So anyway, as you can see, you're really capable to take quickly positions, and the majority of the tanks or heavy tanks would kind of struggle to be first in this kind of situation, to take the middle, but we were quite fast. We managed to take middle, and from that angle we are able to shoot people who's crossing and trying to push towards our allies, and from that position you can easily shoot to the D8 position, and if your allies holding them, you can have massive crossfire from that angle. And to be fair, to outplay you in that angle is quite difficult unless you are a huge tank. And at the same time, as you can see, you can give some heavy line crossfire as well from that angle, but you need to make sure enemy gonna push, and that Centurion is perfect example that you can give a easy crossfire. Once again, quite small alpha, which is a little bit nasty. You can deal 288, 235, 232, and you tell me. Yes, you're probably gonna agree that alpha is very small, although the reload time is fast, and that can work really well. And if you put a really try hard setup, I think so it can be super great DPM. But once again, you need to make it work, and if you're gonna try to make it work, you're always gonna be risking to lose your HP, and you got only 1,500 HP, which is once again not bad. But talking about the armors, you can see this heavy tank once again is green. Frontally turret armors are very green. You can kind of side script, and this armors is against 212mm penetration, which is nothing, right? And you can meet quite nasty tanks with huge penetrations, XMs, and the rest of the tanks, and they're gonna shred you quite easily, trust me. I was getting shredded easily as well. You can kind of side scrape and be lucky to ricochet, but still, it's not tanking, so don't try to brawl with this tank, in my humble opinion, please. So it's out of date tank, but I think so it still can work. But I think so, once again, it is difficult to make it work for an average players or below average, because matchmaking will be a little bit rough. You will play FCM T, and the enemy gonna get, for example, BZ, Renegade. To be fair, majority of the tanks which are gonna be against you will be way more powerful, right? And once again, if you're gonna push the heavy line, that's gonna be very difficult to not lose your HP in just few seconds, because you're flat green. But in my opinion, this tank is like very nasty against the enemy mediums or taking a quick position, and this game is pure example. We took this position quite fast. We're trying to trade as less as possible HP and give the crossfire to the left and right and centrum. And in this kind of situation, this tank works perfectly. And as you can see, so far we got already 2,300 assistance. It wasn't really too difficult, but I mean, you need to be lucky, right? You need to be lucky with positioning, and you need to be lucky to do not get shot. After taking in the middle and farming as much as possible, it's 9-6 already, and once again, you need to use your mobility to relocate. And today meta is perfect for this tank, to be fair. Why so? Because, well, you need to rush because it's quite often 15 to 2, right? And if you're not gonna rush and if you're not gonna have mobility, you're gonna lose your damage or farm, I should say. And in this situation, we're just trying to hold the W and do the pressure on Progetto. Meanwhile, we're pushing that, we're taking out the Progetto 46. And now it's gonna be a situation where we can try to be nasty. We're managing somehow bounce Borrasca, but keep that in mind that Borrasca penetration is very low. And we're trying to snap at the T28 bot. We're ricocheting him, of course, because he's having a really strong bot. Giving him one, we're gonna try to do another blind shot. And it looks like a direct shot. And so far, so good. We're giving him another Borrasca shot, penetrating him, and then we're getting penetrated straight into the cupola. Which is a pure example that the tank doesn't have any armors, and keep that in mind, he shoots with the stun rounds. It's funny, right? And then we're gonna try to pen T28, which is well armored tank destroyer tier 8 American one, but we're giving up quite quickly and we are confused in this situation. We're gonna try to push the turtle, but at the same time we don't really want it because he's too far away, and BZ with the Echo 5 trying to push him forwards, and they already flanking him, but we're gonna try to support him as much as possible. I'm coming, baby! And once again, this situation, it's a pure example how fast the tank can relocate, right? As a heavy tank. But I think so you need to trade this tank as a medium, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, this tank is more likely medium, who can be very aggressive. And once again, if you play against other mediums, you're gonna be a little bit annoying for them because you got HP, right? Although it's not a huge amount, but at the same time, you got HP and you can outplay them. Although Alpha, as you can see, can be a little bit disappointed. 193 to the side, and then we're taking out the turtle from the game. And just like that, we got 3,300 damage, 500 assistance, and 5 kills. That was quick battle, and from that quick battle, we managed to dig it out. Quite good performance, I would say, especially for this tank. That's a pretty good map for this. And the next battle, we got the beautiful matchmaking, and we got a Redshire assault map. And in this game, we are top tiers, and as you can see, enemy got Defender, and we are FCM. I think so Defender is way stronger tank, right? But in this situation, I think so we have more capabilities to farm, because of all ridgeline and relocation, we are just stronger in that situation. And once again, in this situation, we're gonna use the same equipment, verticals, rammer, and vents. I think so for second setup or layout, you can go with HP boost instead of vents, or optics for open maps. Well, it's your own preferential, right? But for me, this setup was fitting perfectly, and I was enjoying quite well, to be fair. So anyway, we're getting ourselves straight away into the position, and we're gonna try to give the crossfire. Trying to give the crossfire is quite easy on B2, B3, people always crossing, but in this situation, there was A and D, who were kind of paid actor. We give him one, and then we're going to give the crossfire. And as you can see, Defender doing a mistake. He's trying in the middle of open. We're giving him one, bouncing obviously because it's Defender. Giving him second one, penetration, spotting for our allies. Trying to give the third one, obviously missing because it's quite dodgy shot. And early damage, as you can see, it's very simple, right? If you got a paid actor who's trying to cross like that, you're gonna be more likely to give them crossfire, but you need to watch out because you can get shots as well from A1 position, where most likely triangles sitting and they can use the bush without out-spotting themselves, and they can give you damage. So you need to watch out while picking over here. And at the same time, you can just come for first minute, give the crossfire, 1 or 2 shots and run away. And in that situation, it works really super simple. But anyway, we gave few shots on Defender. We gave him a little bit of assistance as well. Stun gun handling curva sucks my little balls. And it's time to leave that position because Defender, that situation is really nasty. To outplay him will be very difficult. So we're just leaving that, trying to push the middle. Progetto is there waiting for us, snapping him in the face. And the gun works pretty well, right? Even on the field modifications, we choose better aim time than better dispersion, but the gun works for some reason because it's small caliber, I guess. So talking about the field modifications. On the first one we went for better mobility. On the second one we went for better aim time, but we increased our dispersion to 0.31. Which is a bit nasty, but in the same time, for me, it was working. Honestly, I was feeling that aim time is a little bit too long for this small caliber and small alpha, so I wanted to snap people faster, so the aim will be faster, and that will help. And the last one is on the right, obviously. I don't understand. I think so. The Wargaming could actually buff this tank a little bit because of this small alpha. The gun handling is a little bit awful, in my opinion. But overall, as you can see, the gun works fine. And we're farming poor tier 6 in the middle of open. And just like that, we got already 2.1000 and 600 assistance. This position is also beautiful, but you can get a nasty crossfire. Especially if people sitting in G1 position and they double bushing over there. So you can get very easily crossfire. And plus on top of that, obviously, there's Arta as well. As you can see in this situation, it's already 6 to 8. And we're kind of losing map control, which is not good. So, what we're gonna try to do, because of the Defender over there, we're gonna try to keep doing pressure over here. Enemy projector doing mistake while pushing and being greedy. To give as much as possible shot for my Tiger. We giving him 2 shots for that. He is tracked. And our huge DPM allowed us to detrack him or double track him and kill him. And meanwhile, KV2 comes from behind. Come on, guys. Did you really did not pair me? Woo! RNG finally beating my... And he shoots us with AP round from behind and we managed to ricochet. Do you remember? I show you. This tank had no armors. But somehow RNG was in our side and we bounced that AP round. Which could be a basically game over if he high rolls. Or even if he won high roll. He would leave us with a 1 shot. That helped us a lot and we're still in the game. We're not being killed by KV2. A troller or KV2, I would say. And just like that, we already punching people for 3,400 damage and 1,300 assistance. And in this situation, it's very important to push forwards because we got no map control, so I'm in the middle of the crossfire. So I'm gonna try to take this dip, snapping the shot on TT, and taking this dip helps a lot. Obviously, Pepega driving, it's not good, and we're getting punishment for 233. Well deserved, I guess. After taking this dip, now we're really annoying for enemy, to be fair. We're taking control, our allies pushing on K-line, which is amazing already. And what we have to do now is just take the castle and give the crossfire, or at least spotting. So that would be really great. If I would still stay where I was before, more likely I would be dead. Because, or I would get repushed, or I would get a crossfire from Artis or Defender. Trying to give the shot for Arta. Obviously, Arta have too much armor these days, or missing totally. Giving him one to the back. Enemy Arta managing to somehow hit us. Giving 190. We're taking out the Arta. And now the fun part starts. You can get the second kill. We're trying to hunt the M12. Trying to flank him. Taking him out from the game. Of course, we're not going to leave him alive. And just like that, we got already 4 kills and 4,300 damage. And somehow we have a 700 blocking damage, by the way. Getting number 5 kill, and the game is over, basically. It's 14 to 12. Defender is the only one who left in the game. Let's try to hunt him, of course. We're not gonna cap. I know you were expecting me to cap, but I will not. So only left to take him out from the game. He's getting spotted in the middle of the open. He did really nice, really beautiful explore of the map. He was exploring it, I think so. He drive all the way around. And now he's in a hold down. We're gonna try to give him one lower plate shot. Of course, dispersion is not the best. And it's very long range shots. Somehow he's looking straight towards us. And it looks like he's gonna try to give the blind shot. I was actually scared in that situation. Maybe he's just that good though. We're trying to give him to go polo snipe. From this range, we're managing to hit. Even with 0.31 dispersion. One more to the lower plate somehow as well. Yeah, I'm loading. We're shooting to the ground. You see, this tank kind of works, but once again, you need to be lucky, you need to know positions, and you need to avoid fighting or brawling. And just like that, we got a free Mark of Excellence game. Free Mark of Excellence game with a masterpiece, top gun, high caliber, 6 kills. Against tier 6, obviously we can flex a little bit, but yeah, that was a pretty nice ending. Overall, this tank for me was kind of interesting to play. He's fast, got a little bit trollish, but at the same time, great DPM, no armors. It's kind of fitting for my style, but I can tell you this tank is a little bit nasty. So overall, it took for us 84 games with 2.3 thousand average damage and 700 assistance to get the free marks and a 62% win rate. I think so. It could be a little bit faster, but as always, there's some bad matchmaking, right? It took 84 games. I'll definitely take it. It was an interesting experience. It's fast, good reload time, derpy gun, no armors, and quite big as well. It's legendary, obviously. Back in the days, was one of the most played tanks in Clan Wars, if I remember that correctly. But now, it's gone. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you like it and subscribe it. See you soon. Bye-bye.